Hello my dear students, welcome everyone to India's first animated live tuition. I welcome all of you to 90 plus my tuition app family. So guys, I hope you have done the homework. We had a homework, right? Fine. So please do check out. So is there anyone who just joined today? If it's your first physics session, please do let me know guys. Is it your first physics session, sir? I just joined today. I have a query or I have a doubt. I don't know how to attend the classes. I don't know how to ask doubts. I don't know how to cover up the portions which we have missed already. So all these things, if you have any doubts or queries, please do let me know guys. Fine. So who was that? Who is that? Hand raised. Yes, some of my new students are like, yes sir, I just joined today. Yes, who is that? Please do call a name. Hidanshi, right? Unmute Hidanshi. Yes, Hidanshi, how should I pronounce your name before we go?
Hello, sir. I am Hitanshi. Today is my first physics class.
First physics session, right? Fine. Then?
Yes.
Any doubts, any questions for me?
Actually, it is my first day, so
Okay.
don't know what all has happened.
Okay, don't worry. What you can do is, Hitanshi, you can contact our admin team. What they'll be doing, they will be providing you with the links of the live sessions which you missed. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fine.
Okay,
Yes, Hitanshi, you can mute yourself. Then Mariam, unmute yourself, Mariam. Please do turn your camera on.
Hello, sir. Myself, Mariam Zainab.
Okay. So, Mariam, can you please turn on your video?
It's on.
It's off.
Do you see?
I can't see you. Yes, now I can see you. Fine, fair enough. So,
today is my first class.
first physics session or first session with 90 plus my tuition app?
Yeah.
First session or first physics session?
First physics session.
First physics session. So, you have been in other subject session, right?
Yeah, yesterday was my first class.
Yesterday was your first class. So, you were there in which subject?
Math.
Mathematics. So, did you understand the concepts?
Yeah.
Fine. So it's interactive, right? The thing is, the advantage is you guys can interact with the teacher directly. It's not something like the pre-recorded video, you can just listen to it. No. Got it? So you can ask your doubts directly, you can raise your hands and ask me directly, or else you can drop your queries in the chat box. I'll be addressing that as well. But for the chat box, we have one more support. That is our support tutor. Today, Shweta ma'am will be assisting you guys. So say hi to our students, Shweta ma'am.
Hi all.
Didn't hear? Low on energy.
Hi all.
Guys, did you hear? You guys heard it, right? Fine. So Mariam, what you can do for the sessions which you missed, please do contact our admin team. So our teachers on the admin panel will be giving you the links of the live sessions which you missed. Clear? Mariam. So we are on the middle part of the chapter, motion. We are discussing the numerical problems related to the equations of motion. Got it? So just few more numericals left. In one session, what we do is we just discuss one or two numericals. Why? My beloved students are like, sir, I don't know how to divide 0.5 divided by 0.5. Sir, I don't know how to multiply 1.2 into 2. So, what is lacking in you guys? If you feel like, okay, sir, I'm confused with this mathematics part, you have to work on it. That is the basics of mathematics. You guys are in 9th grade. Got it? Imagine I'm addressing all the basic mathematical operations in all the sessions. Will it be possible to cover the portions which is there in physics? Not possible, right? So, those who have that what we say, if you feel like, okay, I need some basics required, okay, I need to know how will we multiply this, how will we divide this. For such things, for such queries and all, please do drop it down the chat box. And still, if you have any doubt, stay till the end. Till the end we wind up. Just let me know, sir, I need just 5 more minutes. Can you spare me just 5 more minutes? Can you just show me how did we divide this particular value in that particular numeric? Because in between the session, if I'm explaining all the divisions and multiplications, we won't be possible to possible to cover more numericals, right? Today somehow we have to cover the numericals remaining with respect to the equations of motion. That is mandatory. If we are not covering those numericals, will we be able to go ahead with the remaining portions of this chapter? No, right? Till the end of the academic year, we'll be in the chapter motion itself. Fair enough. Happy. No, right? Fine. Yes, we are gonna go ahead with it. Hi sir, good evening. Yes, good evening from everyone. Unmute Mohammed Zuhair. Mohammed Zuhair. Yes, down there, hand raised man. Mohammed Zuhair. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mohammed Zuhair.
Yes.
Yes, Mohammed Zuhair. You're asking, sir, why didn't you teach us graph? Not fair. So, Mohammed Zuhair, the thing is, the graphical representation of the motion is the next topic which is coming up. And regarding, if you're asking about the graph related to equations of motion, it is not required. Got it?
It's not required.
It's not required. The graph related to equations of motion is not required. So graphical representation of motion such as velocity time graph, distance time graph and all, we'll be learning it. Don't worry. Clear, Mohammed
Okay,
Zuhair?
I have different doubt.
Yes, go for it.
Two different doubts. Slope of an object in velocity is an acceleration. How?
Slope of an object is in velocity for
It's
acceleration.
an acceleration.
Okay.
How?
Yeah, in simple terms, do you know what is acceleration?
Yes.
Acceleration is the change in velocity, right? So if you are considering the slope of the velocity time graph, what will happen? We'll measure the change in velocity, right? So it will give acceleration because change in velocity with respect to time is acceleration. In the case of velocity time graph, we'll consider the time as well, and velocity will be there in the y-axis, time will be there in the x-axis. Got it? So when we discuss the graphical representation of motion, you will have a better understanding of it. When we go to that topic, please do ask this doubt again. Even if you understood this, still you can ask. Got it? So that it will be helpful for other students. Got it, Zuhair? Now you understood why the slope of this velocity time graph gives acceleration, Zuhair.
Yes, I understood.
Fine. Any doubts? You told, right? One more was there. Which was that?
It was clear.
Okay, it's clear now. Fine, Zuhair. Zuhair is so tense, sir. Why are you not teaching graph? Why are you still in the numericals of equations of motion? Guys, the advantage is you guys are solving all the possible numericals of equations of motion. Imagine if you're just solving one or two numericals for the sake, I'll be like, yeah, I mean, look at here, two numericals, understood, right? Equations of motion, just applied, bye-bye. You guys will be like, sir, this type of question was not there for exam. We got another type of question. So if we solve all the different types of possible numericals related to equations of motion, at least for different types, at least one single problem we'll take. So the maximum coverage, we have maximum numericals which you are practicing. So end of the day, if you get any type of different numerical related to equations of motion, you guys will be like, give me some more. Very easy. We are applying the values directly, getting the answer. Not much complicated. Yes, unmute Mohammed Maz. Hi Maz. What's your doubt?
Sir,
Yes.
I want like starting the chapter.
Come again.
Are you gonna start like a new chapter or same thing?
It is the same chapter, that is motion. Do you wanna learn like, okay, today motion, tomorrow force and laws of motion, day after tomorrow gravitation. So every day different chapter, new concepts. It'll be interesting, right, Maz? But the thing is, you'll have the polished knowledge in all the chapters, but you won't have the core or the basics of it. Or you won't have a thorough understanding of it. So for exams, how much marks you will get? No? How much marks you will get? Not uniform circular motion.
Sir, at least 50% now.
50% you won't get if you don't have the basics. If you don't have the basics, you won't get 50% for sure.
Sir, like basics for all chapters.
Okay, so Maz is like, if I know the basics for all chapters, maximum you can score 10%. Because the questions which you are getting for your annual exams or main exams, what will happen? They won't ask the basics, right? Obviously. So at least 10%. So minimum 10, maximum 10% you can score. That's it. So out of 100, if you are scoring 10%, you will pass or fail. What will happen? Will fail, right?
Correct.
So it'll be FE grade. So Mars will be like, yeah, every year I'll sit in 9th grade, so happy. Hi sir, this year also I'm there, 9th grade physics. Not so funny, right? Mars is like,
Yeah.
I'll not be sitting in 9th grade. I'll score the maximum marks. Obviously, Mars will score the maximum marks this year in physics. I'm so confident about it. I'm sure that Mars will be getting all the concepts related to the chapters in physics in 9th grade science exam. Mars, do you copy that? So don't break the trust I have on you. You can ask, sir, I didn't understand this. I'm confused how to solve this. Please do help me out for sure. But don't ask me, sir, how to add -1 plus 2. Sir, how to divide 10 by 5. Such basics you should polish by yourself and come. Got it? Fine. So related to physics, we can discuss the basics as well. And mute Neha Das. Hi Neha.
Hi sir, today I got the portions for my PT1 exam.
Okay. Then which all chapters are there?
Physics only one chapter, motion only, but it's not like the full chapter. Half chapter is coming.
Half chapter
So
till?
from equations of motion till the uniform circular motion is not coming. It's for PT2.
Okay. So till equations of motion you have, right?
Yeah. No, like equations of motion is not coming.
Equations of motion is not there. So it'll be starting from distance and displacement and basically velocity and speed. So all these concepts you will have. The speed with direction and all.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the basic difference between yes Neha.
It's still graphical representation of motion. No. It's still it's still equations of motion by graphical method. That's it.
Equations of motion by graphical method only till that, right?
Yeah.
So till that we have covered already, right? Are you confident about it?
Yeah.
Fine. So the thing is, if you have any confusions in any particular topic, if you have any doubts, sir, this particular portion I have a confusion, please do let me know. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Neha, regarding your syllabi, this part of graphical derivation of equations of motion is not required. If you have that particular topic. So if it's still equations of motion by graphical method, that will not be required. Even though if you have those portions in PT2, what you have to do? Please do remember. Please just learn the direct applications of equations of motion. Got it? So equations of motion by graphical method is deleted. Yes, it's not like okay, the entire equations of motion is not required. Equations of motion is required, but the graphical derivation of it is not required. Got it, Neha? Not just for Neha, for everyone. Fine. So, yes, who was that? Rishikesh. Hi, Rishikesh.
Yes.
So, guys, this is important. If you don't have a clarity with respect to velocity and speed, most of you will be confused. What is velocity? What is speed? You guys will be thinking, okay, how will we figure out velocity and speed? These two terms find similar, right? So for example, it's certain question. Rishikesh, unmute yourself.
Sir, in May 5th, in numerical questions, homework a train is traveling at a speed of 90
Yes, I know that. We'll go to that. So, did you raise your hand to read the question? Or you are about to answer, Rishikesh?
Sir, I didn't, it is very difficult question in homework.
So, you didn't even try it?
I didn't say.
Okay, you didn't even try it at least?
He didn't even try it.
You didn't even try. What you can do is, when I saw the numerical, no, please do write the answer 5 times, okay? 5 times. So that you'll feel like to try next time. Got it? You guys can have confusion, but you should have a mentality to try it. Sir, I tried, this is how I did, but I got stuck, I got a confusion. So please do help me out. So it's not like, sir, question is difficult, let me go shopping, movies, bye bye. No, right? So if you have something, how will you understand it's difficult? Just by reading the question? No, right? Just apply the values which is given the question. Try to apply it in any particular equation. Let be the wrong equation which you are considering. Still, sir, I tried. I didn't get the answer. I'm confused. You can ask. Without even trying, how can you say, sir, it's difficult? Not possible. Got it? So, regarding velocity versus speed, calculate the speed acquired. Calculate the speed acquired. So we need to calculate the speed acquired. So guys, you'll be thinking, okay, where did we get this particular question? So in the numericals which we have solved, we have seen a particular question like this, right? We have seen a particular question. Calculate the speed acquired. Did you see such a question? You did, right? Fine. So over there, you will be thinking, we have found the final velocity to calculate the speed acquired, right? We have calculated the final velocity. So what is this relation between velocity and speed? Is the velocity and speed same or similar? What do you think? The thing is, speed with a particular direction is called velocity. Got it? Whereas speed is the distance moved by an object over a time interval. In the case of velocity, it is the displacement with respect to the time interval. So displacement with respect to time interval will give velocity, but speed does not have any direction, whereas velocity has a specific direction. So that is the difference. So when we are asked to calculate the speed acquired, so when the object is moving, finally what is the speed acquired? Which means when it moves in a particular direction, it will acquire a particular amount of speed, right? So it will displace a particular amount of distance in a particular interval of time. So in a specific interval of time, it is having a displacement from the initial to the final position. So at the final position, we are calculating the speed at that particular final position. So that is the final velocity we need to calculate. So as to calculate the speed acquired, we will be calculating the final velocity in such numericals which we have already discussed. So don't get confused with it. What is speed? It is a particular distance moved with respect to time. Velocity is the displacement with respect to time. So the difference is, speed does not have any direction, it is a scalar quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity, it has a specific direction. Got it? Speed is distance by time, velocity is displacement by time. Velocity can hold a negative value, speed cannot hold a negative value. Because with respect to velocity, it can have different directions, right? If the object is moving in the opposite direction of motion, if you are considering a number line or integers, imagine we are considering tiny objects moving over the number line. If it's in the opposite direction of motion, velocity can hold negative value. Understood? Fine. So any doubts regarding the difference between velocity and speed? Anyone? Is speed and velocity same? No, right? Fine. Someone is asking, sir, should we write this? Guys, we have already discussed this. So if you have just joined today, you can note it down. So we have already discussed this, we have already covered it, but just because we are discussing the equations of motion, we have the initial velocity, final velocity and all, right? But in the question it will be asked, calculate the speed acquired. So you guys will be confused. So most of my students are very confused regarding that particular numerical. That's why I am discussing this again, to make your base thorough. Not because, okay, we'll have fun, we'll discuss the all topics again and we'll stand in motion itself. No. It's just that you guys will have a better clarity of the concept. Then only you can apply it, right? If you don't have the clarity of the concept, how will we apply the equations of motion and all in numerical problems? So if you need to apply it, before applying, you should have a better clarity of the concept. Fine. Okay, some of you are asking, sir, how many students are there over there in 90 plus abroad team? Okay, personal questions coming up. Yes, please slide up. Who was that?
Muhammad Zuhair.
Mohammed Suhair. So confused, so concerned, sir. We have a bit, you said that we have a support tutor team, we have a host and all. So how many people are there over there in 90 plus? So he needs some personal information, isn't it? Zuhair, we will not discuss it, will not disclose it. So the thing is, you guys just understand, lot of people are working for your betterment. It's not something like, okay, you took a subscription, you can just join the class. No. Our backend team are checking. You guys are sitting properly in the session or what? Some students will be like this, right? Yes, sir, discuss equations of motion, right? Bye bye. So we are checking it. Every single student is spotlighted in front of each student coordinator. So a bunch of students are maintained or handled by a student coordinator. We have a student coordinators team. They're checking out, okay, you guys are active in the session or not. So all these things they will check out, and also when you attend the exam time, right? So the marks we will be getting. So regarding that, they'll be preparing the progress card. Got it? So they'll be sharing that. They'll be sharing the marks with your parents as well at the end of the chapter or at the end of the month. Got it? And also, some of you will be just joining the meeting and you guys won't be attending the session, right? I do notice some students just listen to the classes, doesn't attend the exam tab or doesn't click on the exam tab. So what are you gonna lose? Our admins will be noting it down. So our teachers, admin team in the background or back end, what they'll be doing, they'll be noting it down. Okay, this student joins the class but doesn't attend the exam time. Not fair. So they'll be informing your parents as well. So all these things are happening in the background just for your information. Fine. So who was that? Please do raise your hand. Please do let me know the name. Shweta ma'am, you can scroll up. You can scroll up so that you'll get the name. There itself.
Anaka. This one?
Yes.
Yes, Anaka.
Yes. Anaka, right? Yes, Anaka, can you please do raise your hand? Anaka, Jacob, Robin. Anaka? Hi Anaka, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So you want to answer the homework question, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Fine.
I tried it, so I'm not sure if it's correct.
Yeah, okay, that's completely fine. So that is the mentality you guys should have. Sir, I tried, I did this. This is how I got the answer. I don't know whether it's perfect. It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes, right? It's completely fine. We are all humans, not some machines or robots, right? So it happens. At least you should try. You should have that mentality. Sir, I tried. I didn't sit idle. Fine. So let's check out. So guys, when you get a question, first thing, what do? You guys should visualize it in your mind, right? A train is traveling at a speed of 90 km per hour. Brakes are applied so as to produce a uniform acceleration of minus 0.5 meter per second square or meter second raised to minus 2. So what is this negative 0.5? Negative 0.5 means what? You guys will be thinking, right? What is this negative? Anaka, what do you think? Why is it negative 0.5?
It's because the brakes are applied.
The brakes are applied, which means acceleration in the opposite direction. That is deceleration or retardation. Yes, very good, very good. I do appreciate that. A lot of my students are dropping the answers in chat box. Retardation, deceleration. I appreciate that. It's a sign of my students are active in the session. So when the brakes are applied, the train will be trying to stop, right? Fine, will stop. So the acceleration is in the opposite direction. So the value will be negative 0.5. In some questions, it will not be shown in the question. It will not be given as negative 0.5. It will be just given as 0.5. But when you solve the answer, what you have to do? You have to put the value as negative 0.5. Got it? Fine. Find how far the train will go before it is brought to rest. That is, from the point of applying brakes. So if you imagine, if the train is coming, you may have seen the metro train or any other train type of train, right? So is it something like when the train moves faster, and suddenly at a point the train brakes. It will not be like that, right? So the train will be slowly applying brakes. So the train will be moving slowly, applying brakes, not applying, apply. So the thing is, before it comes to rest, it needs a particular amount of time, right? So that particular amount, in that particular amount of time, how far the train will go. Got it? So when brakes are applied, it won't stop over there. It will take some a particular amount of time. So in that particular amount of time, it will be covering a particular distance. So that is the value which we need to find out. Find how far the train will go before it is brought to rest. Got it? Fine. So let's try to solve. So Anaka will be helping me out. So Anaka, what are the numerical values given the question?
The initial velocity will be 90 km per hour.
Okay, initial velocity is 90 km per hour. So over here, it is given initially the train is traveling at a speed of 90 km per hour. So over here in this case, don't consider the initial velocity as 0. It's not starting from rest. So from the instance of the question itself, it is already moving at the speed of 90 km per hour. So we are considering the initial velocity as 90 km per hour. Yes, Anaka, you can go ahead.
But sir, I converted that into meter per second.
You can do that. You have to do that. Why? Because the acceleration is given in meter per second square, right? If the acceleration value was also in kilometer per hour, it was fair enough. But over here, the acceleration value is given in meter per second square, so you have to convert it. So 90 kilometer per hour, what did you do? Into
90 into 5 by 18.
5 by 18. Why 5 by 18?
It's because that is the
Simplified form of 1 hour, 1 kilometer per 1 hour, right? Yes. So into 5 by 18 meter per second, how much will you get?
25 meter per second.
25 meter per second is the value of u. That is the initial velocity. Now what is the other value given the question? One more value is given the question, right?
Acceleration is equal to negative 0.5 meter per second.
Negative 0.5 meter per second square. Meter per second or meter per second square?
Meter per second square.
Meter per second square. Fine. Now, how will we solve it? We got the initial velocity. Oh god, 1 second. We got the initial velocity u as 25, right? I'm trusting you, Anaka. Are you gonna betray me? Is it I sure 25 meter per second?
I think so.
I think so.
Yes, sir.
So 90 into 5 by 18 will be 25, right? Shweta ma'am will be checking it. So next, we have the acceleration given the question minus 0.5 meter per second square. So Shweta ma'am will be checking 90 into 5 by 18. Will we get 25 or not? Yes. Who was that? What's your name? Anaka, right? Anaka. Yes. Go ahead.
And the final velocity will be 0 meter per second.
Final velocity v is 0 meter per second. Anaka, why is it 0?
It's because it is brought to rest.
It's because it is brought to rest. Oh, here in the question it is shown that how far the train will go before it is brought to rest. So obviously, when the brakes are applied, end of the day, the train will come to rest, right? So the final velocity at the final point or the final position, the final velocity will be 0 because at rest it will not be moving, so the velocity will be 0. So the final velocity will be 0. So we got the initial velocity, final velocity and acceleration. Now, how will we find out the distance? Which equation we can apply if we have these three values?
First, I checked the time taken.
Time taken is not given, right?
Yes, sir. So, I have to find it out.
Okay, you'll find it out. Fine.
So, I used the equation v is equal to u plus 80.
Okay, you have applied the equation v is equal to u plus 80. Fine. Then?
So, s equal to 0 is equal to 25 plus negative 0.5
t
into t.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then?
So, and then I...
This negative 0.5 and goes to the other side will be positive 0.5 t, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So t is equal to 25 by 0.5.
So t is equal to 25 divided by 0.5. Since this 0.5 from the left hand side, it will come to the right hand side. So 25 divided by 0.5. How much you are getting?
I got 50 seconds.
25 divided by 0.5. You will get 50. 50.
I got 50 seconds, sir.
You will get 50. Sure?
Sir, I don't know.
Sure, it's 50 only. Why? 25 divided by 0.5 means what? 0.5 means what? 1 by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
1 by 2 is 0.5. So this 2 will come to the numerator. 25 into 2 is 50. So time is 50 seconds. Simple. You should not be confused, sir. I'm damn sure it's 50. Clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then go ahead, Anika.
So to find the distance, we
To find the distance.
S is equal to ut plus half at square.
S is equal to ut plus half at square.
So S is equal to 25 into 50.
25 into 50 plus half into negative 0.5 into how much is t square? 50 square, right? 50 square.
Yes.
Fine. Then 25 into 50, how much?
Wait, 1 second.
1250, right?
Yes, sir. 1250.
1250 plus half into minus 0.5 into how much is 50 square?
I got 12,500.
50 square. 5 into 5 and 2 zeros, right?
2,500.
Yes, exactly.
Mixed up, sir. Mixed up.
Yeah. So S is equal to 1250 plus half into negative 0.5 into 2500. How much will it be?
Wait, 1 second, sir. I did the calculation. So, I didn't pay it.
25 divided by 5 divided by 2. So 0.5 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into 2500 means you can divide 2500 by 2. So how much will be? 1250, right? Negative 1250 you will get. Is it Shweta ma'am? Anika, when you multiply 0.5 into 2500 you will get negative 1250. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So S is equal to 1250 plus half into negative 1250. Can we cancel this? We can cancel this, right? 2 and
Yes.
1250 because 1250 divided by 2, isn't it? So when we are dividing 1250 with 2, how much we'll get? 12 in 12, how many 2s? 6. 2, 6, 12, okay. Then 5, 0. In 5, how many 2s? 2 2s are 4, 1, 0. In 10, how many 2s? 5. 6 to 5.
60.
We'll get negative 6 to 5, right?
Yes, sir.
So 1250 minus 6 to 5. How much it will be?
Yes, 675.
1250 divided by 2 is 625. Then if we subtract 1250 minus 625, we will get 625 itself, right, Anika? How will we get 675? If 1250 divided by 2 is 625, if you are subtracting 125 minus 625, you will get 625 itself, right? Think logically. Anika, are you there? Try to do the subtraction part again. 1250 minus 625. You got the final answer as 675, right?
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be 625. Which part you went wrong? This subtraction part, right? Or over here itself you have confusion.
I think the subtraction part I got wrong.
Okay, think logically, Anaka. 1250 divided by 2 is 625. That is 625 plus 625 is 1250. That is divided by 2, right? So if you are subtracting 1250 minus 625, you will get 625 itself. Understood? Because 625 into 2 is 1250. Can you see over here? Got it? Fine. Yes. Who is that? Hand raised. Ashlyn. Yes, Ashlyn, unmute yourself. What's your doubt?
I did 2 areas.
Okay, you did v square minus u square is equal to 2as. That is the best method you can do. Because you don't have to find the time in it, still you will get the distance. Very good, Ashley. Still you got the same answer, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So those who want, guys, this is the longer one. So who was that? Anaka found the time. And with that, she has applied the values in the equation s is equal to ut plus half at square. So if you feel like, okay, you don't have time in the exam, so as to save time, which equation you can do? You can use the equation. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. Do you remember the equations of motion? Third one, 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Do you remember this? You guys do remember this, right? So if you are taking that particular equation, okay, just consider, you're considering the equation 2as is equal to v square minus u square. So from this, what can we do? We can keep the s over there itself. 2a will go take it to the other side. So s is equal to v square minus u square divided by 2a. So in this equation, if we apply the values, we will get, how much is v square? How much is v square? We got it as final velocity, we got it as 0, right? V is 0. So we'll apply 0 square minus u square. U was 25. So 25 square divided by 2 into, what is acceleration? It is negative 0.5, right? So 2 into negative 0.5. So if you do it, we'll get the answer. S is equal to 0 square means 0 itself, right? Minus of 25 square. 25 into 25 is 625. So negative 625 divided by 2 into negative 0.5. 2 into 0.5 means 1 itself, right? So it is negative 1. So minus 625 divided by negative 1, if you do it, we'll get the answer as 625 itself. So 625 meters is the right answer. Just have to find out the distance, right? How far the train will cover before it comes to rest. So 625 meter is the answer. This is the easier one, right? Directly you can apply the values, substitute it, get the answer. So you'll be confused with the squaring part, 25 into 25, or has to square 25 and to multiply 2 into minus 0.5. It's not complicated. 0.5 means what? Half of 1. So 2 into 0.5 means 1 itself. Since it's negative 0.5, it is minus 1. And in the numerator, we have a minus sign and 25 square. 25 square is 625 and the negative sign, negative 625 divided by negative 1. When you do it, you'll get the answer as 625. Any doubts? Yes, Rishikesh?
Sir, we should both the final velocity and distance.
Final velocity is given the question itself, right? The train comes to rest.
No, not sir.
Then?
If we get 0 kilometer per second, we should write the final velocity.
Final velocity is 0, Rishikesh. It is 0. Since the train is brought to rest, the question is mentioned, the train is brought to rest. So at the final position, there is no velocity, there is 0, since it is at rest.
It's a metro.
Even if it's a metro train or any train, Rishikesh, consider some random train. Imagine it comes to rest at the final position. Got it? So what will happen? When it comes to rest, the final velocity value will become 0. Got it?
Sir, it looks like a snake.
Okay, it looks like a snake. Thanks for the information, Rishikesh. I told you when we are in the core concepts, please don't come up with, sir, happy Ramadan. Sir, it looks like snake. Is it metro train? Whatever train it happens, Rishikesh. Does it matter? No, right? Fine. I hope you understand. So everyone is smiling. Rishikesh, so funny, but no next time. You can sit in the waiting room. One last chance. Got it? Fine. Yes, who was that? Tom.
Yes.
Unmute Tom. Tom, what's your doubt? Go for it real quick. Any doubt?
Sir, I don't know.
You don't have any doubt. Did you understand this numerical problem?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, did you understand why did we take the final velocity as 0?
Final velocity because they took the train took a break.
Train took a break since train was bored? Not at all, right? Fine. So you understood the problem. Did you solve it? Show me the homework to the camera.
Sir, I didn't write it, sir. I thought I'll try understanding and then take screenshot.
Okay, you will screenshot and look everything. Okay. So, Tom, what you can do is, you can sit in the waiting room. The next time you screenshot, one final warning. Do you copy that?
Yes.
Tom? Next time you won't be taking the screenshots again. Only if I insist, only if I say, for the time being, guys, you can take the screenshot, write it down in your notebook. Got it, Tom? I hope you know that. Clear? One last chance. You won't be there in my future sessions. Got it? You are supposed to write down the answers in your notebook. Copy it. Real quick. Yes. Unmute Mohammed Mas. Yes, Mas, what's your doubt? Guys, I won't tolerate it again. I don't want any of my students. Sir, I didn't write. I just took the screenshot. What is the point of it? You'll go with the screenshot for exams without solving it? Not possible, right? So you guys should write when I'm solving it. It's not something like you can just copy everything. Yes, Mas.
Sir, I actually don't have doubt, but then can you just go to the next slide?
Yeah. This one?
Yes.
Yes, what's your doubt? Come again?
I just want to write it down.
Okay, you didn't write it down. Fine. So, Mas, did you understand how did we take this equation? How did we apply the values?
Yes, sir.
You got it right. So, Mas, try yourself. If you have a doubt, look at it. Don't just copy everything. Got it? So, try it. When you get stuck, look at the screen. That's it. It's not something like, everything will copy. Tom, I do remember. Ma'am, please note. One final chance, okay? No next time. You guys should be writing all the numericals. Why I'm solving this many number of numericals? Why I'm stuck in one single topic? I want you guys to go ahead. Yes. Who was that?
Mitesh.
Mitesh. Hi, Mitesh.
Sir, can you show the question one more time? I have a doubt.
Yes. Go for it.
Sir, why there is 5 by 18? Can you understand that one?
Why it comes 5 by 18? Mitesh, is this your first physics session?
Yes, sir.
First physics session, right? Fine. So, Mitesh, we have already discussed this, but for the time being, I'll go ahead. So, anyways, before we go to the next session, well, that is, for the next session, what you have to do, Mitesh, please do watch the recording of the live sessions which you missed. Do that. Okay? Don't forget it. I'll help you. So, how did we get 5 by 18 meter per second so as to convert kilometer per hour? So, Mitesh, please don't mute yourself. So, 1 kilometer divided by 1 hour, if you do it, if you try to convert it into meter, how much is 1 kilometer, Mitesh?
1 kilometer, 1000 meters.
1000 meter. How much is 1 hour?
60 minutes.
60 minutes, right? So that is equal to 1000 meters divided by 60 into 60 seconds. Why did I write like this, 60 into 60 seconds?
Because 1 minute equals to 60 seconds.
because 1 minute is 60 seconds, right? Fine.
Yes.
So 1000 meters divided by 60 into 60, how much is it? 3600 seconds. So instead of 1 kilometer per hour, so as to convert, if you are using the value 1000 by 3600, will it be a bigger value? Instead of 5 by 18, imagine you are using 1000 by 3600. It'll be tough, right? So what we'll do, we'll simplify the numerator and denominator with 200. We are dividing the numerator with 200 and dividing the numerator with 200. 200 with numerator and denominator, so that we'll get a simplified smaller value. That is 5 by 18.
Yes.
Because 1000 divided by 200 is 5 and 3600 divided by 200 is 18.
18.
So 1 kilometer per 1 hour is 5 by 18 meter per second. So that is why we use this 5 by 18 for conversions of kilometer per hour to meter per second. Was that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine. So was that Shweta ma'am? Someone was commenting, dropping a comment in the chat box. Yes, right side, right end. Please scroll up. Right end, right end. Yes. Go up. Scroll up. Scroll up. The previous message on the new. Yes. Have a doubt, Manoj. Who was that?
Muhammad Zuhair.
Mohammad Zuhair. Yes, unmute Mohammad Zuhair. Mohammad Zuhair, have a doubt. Mohammad Zuhair is like, sir, please call my name. I have a doubt. Yes, Zuhair, what's your doubt? Go for it.
Yes, when we multiply 0.5, the number goes down. But if we divide 0.5, the number goes up. It doesn't make sense.
Which number goes up over here?
0.5.
0.5 doesn't go up. It is staying there only. Who said it goes up?
If we multiply it.
Multiplied, which number goes up? Okay. If you are multiplying in a, okay, give me an example.
During the formula, can you go to the another area? During that, you multiplied 0.5 to 2,500. After
Okay.
multiplying it, it became lower to 1,250.
250. Yes.
So, isn't it supposed to like increase if we multiply?
No. The thing is, it is 0.5. It is not even a complete 1. If it was supposed to be 1, it will be 2500 itself, right? But it is 0.5. 0.5 means what? Half of a number. 0.5 is equal to 1 by 2. 1 divided by 2, if you do, you'll get. Can we divide 1 divided by 2? We can't do it, right? So we'll add a 0. Then we'll add a decimal. Then 10 divided by 2, if you do it, you'll get it as 5. That is 0.5. So 1 by 2 is 0.5. So what is 1 by 2? Half of something. It is half, right? Do you know 1 by 2 is half?
Yes.
So 0.5 means half of a particular number. So if you multiply a particular number with half, we are just taking the half of that number.
Yes. But
So for example, in that particular numerical, it was 0.5 into 2500, right? So for that, what we'll do? 1 by 2 into 2500. So that is the half, because instead of 0.5, we can take 1 by 2. So 1 into 2500, if you do, you will get 2500 itself, and divide by 2. So we'll get the half. 2500 divided by 2 will be a smaller number. We are taking the half of it. Understood, Zuhair?
Yes. I have done some questions that has 0.1 instead
Okay.
of
0.5.
Like,
Still the number will go down. Still the number will go down, because 0.1 is still smaller than 0.5. So obviously the value of the number will go down. We are multiplying a smaller value with a number, a smaller fraction. You are taking just half of it, half fraction of it. When we are considering 0.1, it will be 1 by 10. So you're just taking 1 by 10th of that number when you are multiplying it with it. Clear, Zuhair?
yes, sir.
Fine. So is there anyone, any doubts? Did you understand this numerical? Everyone give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Everyone is like, sir, I didn't know you scored this bad. So guys, this is just that. When you guys are solving, when you guys are supporting, I'll be like, fair enough. I expect my students, you guys are writing everything, cooperating, you guys are putting efforts. If I don't see that, I won't be friendly anymore. You'll see the toughest phase of me. The classes will be very tough for you. You guys won't feel like it as an interactive, friendly session. No. If you need my friendly face all day, what you're supposed to do? You guys should solve numericals over there. You guys should put some efforts. It's not something like you are listening to a radio. No. I'm putting all my energy, extra efforts for what? For you guys, right? Yes. Mehrab, what's your doubt?
Sir, can you go to the short method?
Shorter method, fine.
So
Yes, where's your doubt?
sir, we will get this marks. Can you explain it once more?
Yes, where's your doubt? Do you know this equation? Where's your doubt? Which part?
So when did 2a come?
Okay, so do you remember the third equation of motion? 2as is equal to v square minus u square?
No,
Yeah. So in this 2as, there is 2a into s, right? So
yeah.
in the left hand side, it is multiplication. So this 2a, if it goes to the right hand side, this multiplication will become division. So this s will stay over there itself, and v square minus u square, this 2a when it goes to the other side will become division.
Okay, sir.
When from left hand side, when the multiplication term goes to the right hand side, it will become division, right? Mehrab?
Yes, sir.
That is how we got the 2a in the denominator over here.
And just because there was no, you didn't use time, that's why I got confused.
No, over here, the time value is not given the question, right? So it is better to use this equation because in this equation, the term of time is not there. Got it?
So, I can use this method, right?
Yes, you can use this method. This is the best one, shortest method.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Yeah. So regarding the calculation part, we are applying the values directly. 0 square is 0 itself. 25 square is 625. And the sign we are putting, there is negative 625. 2 into 0.5 is 1. So 2 into negative 0.5 is minus 1. Minus 625 divided by minus 1 is positive 625. I hope it is clear. Can you go ahead? Fine. So let's check out the next problem. Guys, quick. A trolley while going down an inclined plane has an acceleration of 2 cm per second square. What will be its velocity 3 seconds after the start? Unmute Ayman. Yes, Ayman, what's your doubt?
Sir, can I try solving this?
Yes. First you solve it, then you can... Okay, you want to try solving it live?
I think so, sir.
Okay, you want to try? If you want to try it live, we'll go ahead. Okay. So first try to visualize. Ayman. We're considering an inclined plane. Okay, this is a declination. We're considering an inclined plane. Suppose we have a trolley over here. Okay. So we are applying some force. Okay, it goes down an inclined plane, right? Fine. So when we are applying some force, this is going down this inclined plane. So the acceleration is 2 centimeter per second square, and the time taken is 3 seconds. Got the visualization of it? Ayman?
Yes, sir.
From an inclined plane, we are pushing it down. Okay? So when it is going down, it will have an acceleration of 2 centimeter per second square. So the time taken for it is 3 seconds. We need to calculate its velocity. So, fine. So how will we solve it? What will be the initial velocity over here?
Initial velocity a trolley while going down an inclined plane.
Yes. At the initial point, at the starting point.
Sir, it can't be 0, right?
What do you think?
It can't be 0.
If I say everyone will know the answer, right? Everyone is trying. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Then I'll come back to you. Think about it. Will the initial velocity be 0 or will the final velocity will be 0? What do you think? What will be its velocity 3 seconds after the start? Someone has hand raised.
Yes. Rehan.
Rehan, right? Hi Rehan, what's your doubt? Go for it.
So, acceleration is given in centimeter.
Centimeter per second square. So what are you supposed to do if it's given centimeter per second square?
So the formula is meter per second square. The acceleration thing.
You have to convert it into meter per second square.
So how do you do that? Like I know to kilometer per hour, meter per second square.
We know how to convert from kilometer per hour to meter per second. So from centimeter per second square, how will we convert it into meter per second square? How many centimeters are 1 meter? 100 centimeters, right?
Yes, sir.
So 2 centimeter per second square. If we convert it into meter per second, what can you do for it? Just have to multiply it with 100, divide it by 100. Got it? So, yes,
Yes.
yes. Unmute, yes. Who wants to answer?
Mohammed.
Abhineet or Mohammed. Okay, Mohammed Shahim. I'll call you.
I think some mic issues are there.
Yes. Shahim has some mic issue. I can't hear you, Shahim. Abhineet, Pradeep. Yes, I'll come back to you. Abhineet, what's your doubt?
So it's not doubt, is the initial velocity 2 centimeters per second, right?
No, it is the acceleration. Acceleration is centimeter per second square.
And so initial velocity 0.
Initial velocity, how will we consider? Is also thinking the same. Will we consider it as 0 or will we consider the initial velocity as what we say 3 in particular value? The velocity is not given, right? What will we do? When a trolley is going down an inclined plane at the starting point, before it goes down, it will be at rest, right? Only after applying a particular force, it will go down. Only after moving, it will have a velocity. So at that initial starting point, the velocity will be 0, right? Understood?
Yes.
It will be 0. Yeah. Unmute Rehan. Rehan, are you there? Unmute Rehan. Rehan on top. Already called his name. Rehan. He asked about the conversion. Yes. So Rehan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Over here, in this case, there are no other terms given in terms of meter per second. Got it? Is there any other term given in terms of meter per second? No, right? So you don't have to convert it. Because if we just divide it with 100, only centimeter will get divided as in terms of meter, right? So we'll get 0.02. Then when the calculation part will be tough for you, you have to take 0.02 into annum. Got it? So you don't have to convert the centimeter value with respect to meter. You can directly apply the value in terms of centimeter itself, because we'll get the final answer in terms of centimeter per second. Final velocity in terms of that. Fair enough.
I'm done, sir.
Yeah. The thing is, Rehan, if there is a particular question, the speed is given, the velocity is given in kilometer per hour, and the acceleration is given in meter per second. In that case, you have to standardize. You have to convert it into meter per second. Understood? In such cases, you don't have to convert. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. So unmute Ayman. Now Ayman is back. Where is Ayman? Ayman? At the initial point of the trolley, it will be at rest, right? So
Yes,
the
sir.
initial
At
velocity
some
will
point
be.
It had to be on rest. At some point, it had to be on rest.
It had to be on rest. Then only we can apply a force. Then only will acquire a particular final velocity.
So we can say the acceleration as 2 centimeters second square and.
So we are considering the initial velocity u as 0 and the acceleration is
2 centimeters second square.
2 centimeter per second square. You don't have to convert it. Fine then.
Sir, I actually did convert it. You just need to convert it to meter as if for my.
Okay, you took 0.02 and all, right?
Yeah, I took 0. You just have to divide it by 100 since 1 meter is equal to 100.
100 centimeter.
So it will be yes, it will be 0.0 centimeter and then
Not 0.0, 0.02.
yeah, 0.02 meter second square, and then our time will obviously be 3 seconds. And then to find the final velocity, we do the formula, which is u plus 80.
Okay. So as to get time, you took the formula. Okay, time is given the question itself, right? 3 seconds.
Yes, 3 seconds.
Okay, so first we'll write that. So when you get a question, I mean, first what you have to do, give the values given the question itself directly. First do applied. Okay, just do write down the terms. So v is equal to u plus 80 you are using. So in that v is not given. So u is 0 plus acceleration is 0.02 into 3. Isn't it?
Yes, sir. So the answer, so the final velocity will be 0.06 meters second.
0.06 meter per second. Or we can write v is equal to 6 centimeter per second. When we convert this meter per second value in terms of centimeter per second into 100, right? So it is
Yes, sir.
Six.
I converted it to meters because I thought the value, like the unit of velocity, final velocity is meters, right?
final velocity is in meters. Where?
Like here in velocity versus speed. Oh, like I remember writing this thing. This unit for
SI unit, meter per second. Yes, that is why I told. In the question, if you have different jumble values, acceleration in meter per second, velocity in kilometer per hour, you have to standardize. That is the SI standardized unit. That is in meter per second. Over here, we don't have any other values, right? It is in centimeter per second square. That's it. So that in that case, you don't have to convert. Got it? Even if you convert, it's good. It's not something wrong. It's good. It's not like it's something like it's not mandatory. Got it? If you do it, it's good. If you have time, do it. Clear? I mean, clear? Don't get confused. It's just that in the question, if the values are jumble and if the values are smaller values, which is given in kilometer per hour, obviously you have to standardize. You have to take the SI unit. You have to convert it into meter per second. Understood? So this is the final answer you will get. So 6 centimeter per second is the final answer. Any doubts? Zuhair, Shaheem, you want to answer or you had a doubt? Someone is asking, sir, how is the initial velocity 0? Because going down, initial velocity can't be 0. So when it's going down, it is not initial velocity, it's the velocity it acquires. So that is the velocity it is having when it is moving. Got it? So initial velocity is the velocity it has at the starting point. Before it goes down, at the starting initial point will be 0. So the question, a trolley while going down an inclined plane has an acceleration of 2 cm per second square, while its velocity 3 seconds after the start. So 3 seconds after the start is the final velocity. Got it? Because can we say that the velocity 3 seconds after the start is the initial velocity? No, right? 3 seconds after the start means obviously it's final velocity. So final velocity can't be 0. Then obviously initially at the initial point it will be 0, since initially the trolley will be at rest before it goes down for sure. You can't say the trolley was coming straight from another platform and end of the day it goes down. That is just your imagination. But in the ideal case, at the initial point, the initial velocity will be 0. Understood? Who was that?
Muhammad Mohammed Shaheen.
Mohammed Shaim, got it clear? Give me a thumbs up. Fine. So guys, I hope you have understood this. Let's go ahead.
Sir,
Real quick.
hand raises are
Yes, Mohammed Zuhair, unmute yourself. What's your doubt?
No doubt. I want to.
You wanted to answer, right? Fine. So this question I'll ask you, Zuhair. Be ready. Try it. Yes, who was that man?
Minha.
Mina, you want to answer or you have a query? Mina, are you there?
I have a doubt, sir, actually.
Go for it, go for it.
Can I go to the previous slide?
Yes.
Sir, acceleration is 2 centimeters square, right? So why did you convert it again into 0.02?
Not required, that's why. Just for standardized part, we have just converted into meter per second square. You can just write it down in centimeter per second square itself. Understood? So over here, imagine if you are taking 2 centimeter value itself. So you can write as V is equal to 0 plus 0.02 is not required. So instead of 0.02, you just write 2. 2 into time is 3 seconds. 2 into 3 is easy. So V is equal to 0 plus 2 into 3 means 0 plus 6. So V is 6 centimeter per second. Got it, Meena? You can do this way. Do it this way. Not required. Conversion is not mandatory, only in this case. In other cases, if the values are jumbled, in some values are given in kilometer per hour and acceleration value is given meter per second square, obviously you have to convert, you have to standardize it in terms of meter per second square. In this case, you don't have to standardize it just because all the values are given in centimeter per second square itself. And mute, who was that? Reem. Yes, Reem, what's your doubt?
Sir, why did we find distance?
Why did we find?
Distance.
Why did we find distance? We didn't find distance. This is the final velocity. V is the final velocity, not the distance.
Yeah, but we didn't find distance.
It's not asked, it's not required. The question is what will be its velocity. Distance is not required with respect to the question. Understood?
Yeah.
If the distance is not asked, why should we find it? Got it?
Okay.
Do find the distance only if it's asked in the question. Who was that? SM? SM down there, sir. Can I know where? Yes, in the chat box. Yes. Mina, right? Fine, clear. Ashlyn, you want to answer or what?
So I have a doubt.
Go for it.
If it is kilometer per hour and centimeter by second, we still use meter per second as standard form, right?
Yes, yes. If for example, if in the question, if the velocity is given in kilometer per hour, imagine, and the acceleration value is given in meter per second square. So what we will do, we'll use this, we'll convert this velocity in terms of kilometer per hour into meter per second. Understood? Who was that? Ashlyn, got it? You just have to standardize it. In this case, we didn't have the acceleration in centimeter per second square and velocity in meter per second. We didn't have different units. We just had one single unit, that is centimeter per second square. Only we had the acceleration in the question. So we can consider everything in terms of centimeter per second. Fair enough. Got it? If you have time just to standardize, you can convert it into meter per second in that case. Not mandatory. So guys, try it down. Easy. Racing car. Someone is asking, sir, where is the Bugatti? Bugatti is there or not? I don't know. Lambo. It's Lamborghini, I guess. Lamborghini, right? I don't know much about the supercars. I don't own one. Anyways, in future, hopefully, I'll own one. I know you guys are crazy about cars. Isn't it? Fine. So guys, simplest problem. A racing car has a uniform acceleration of 4 meter per second square. What distance will it cover in 10 seconds after the start? Direct application of the values. So acceleration is given. Racing car is moving ahead, right? What distance will it cover in 10 seconds after start? So Mia sir, can you please show a car? In the meantime, I'll ask Neha and Samuel, you want to answer or you have a query? Guys, those who wanted to answer, many students have hand raised. If you want to answer, wave your hands. Let me see how many of you want to answer, how many of you have a doubt. So it is like, sir, call me. Neha, Helmi, Jafar, Ibrahim. I can see you guys. Every one of you want to answer, right? Easiest problem. So, Mia sir, can you please? Yes. Mia sir is like, guys, make faces, weird faces for Mia sir. Mia sir is not ready with the animation. Can you just show any car moving ahead? Okay. So, yes, go for it, go for it. So, guys, imagine, yes, where is it? Yes. Before 2023 ends, yes. So, guys, over here, can you see this is not supposed to be a racing car, just a normal car? Just consider Manoj sir's car. I don't have a car anyways. So, over here, the car is moving ahead, right? So, imagine this racing car has an acceleration of 4 meter per second square. So, how much time is it taking for that? Just 10 seconds. So, what you have to do? You have to find out. You have to find out what you have to find out. Which term we need to find it out? Yes. You have to find out the distance covered. You have to find out the distance covered. Okay. Let's calculate. Yes, Mehar sir. So, acceleration. I'll do it. So, I am so rude. I'll not give chances to anyone. I'll do it by myself. Since it is easy. So, easiest problem I'll do. The toughest one I'll give to you. Got it? So, acceleration is 4 meter per second square. And time is given. That is 10 seconds, right? Time and acceleration is given. So, how will we find the distance? How will we find the distance? In the case of a race, you can imagine. Initially at the initial point, it will start from the initial point, the initial velocity will be 0, right? So initial velocity we can consider it as 0. So using the equation v is equal to u plus at, we will get the final velocity as well. But is it required? Not required, right? So which equation we will use to find out the distance? Can we use the equation s is equal to ut plus half at square, so that we'll get the distance. So initial velocity will be 0. Since in a race, will it start from a particular value initially? No, right? So at the initial position will be at rest. So initial velocity is 0. So the distance will get it as, everyone share the answer in the chat box, quick. 0 into time is 10 plus half into 4 into 10 square. So 0 into 10 is 0 plus half into 4 into 10 square is 100. So half into 400 means 200, right? 200 meters is the right answer. Oh God, you can't see it, right? So that is S is equal to 200 meters. Understood this numerical? Any doubts? Anyone? So if you have a doubt, wave your hands. Those who have a doubt, wave your hands, because I can't figure it out. Many students have hand raised. Since you guys want to answer, right? Unmute Rishikesh. Rishikesh is confused. Yes, Rishikesh.
Sir, I got 200 meters.
So what's your doubt?
Sir, now it will be 4 into 100 is 400.
4 into 100 is 400. But what is your doubt? Rishikesh, I told you, if you have a doubt, you have to wave your hands. So Rishikesh was like, yeah. Now when I unmuted, Rishikesh is like, sir, I got the answer as 200 meters. Got it? So please do raise your hands only if you have a doubt. If you want to answer, I'll call you guys, right? I'll call your name. So unmute Rishikesh. Did you understand this numerical problem, Rishikesh? Did you understand how did we take the values? Clear, right? Yeah, fine. So guys, I hope you have noted it down. Let's go ahead with one more numerical. Go ahead. One final one. If you do this, if you solve it perfectly, no, we're not gonna go ahead with any more numerical. It's done. It's done with equations of motion. We'll go ahead with the graphical representation.
Sir, Abneet.
One final problem.
Sir, Abneet have some doubts.
Abhineet, you have a doubt or what?
So could you just go back to the previous question?
Yes.
So could you please explain why we didn't take that b is equal to u plus 80 then?
Because in the question it was asked to find out the distance. V is equal to u plus 80 will give us the final velocity. What is V?
Velocity.
Final velocity is not required. We need the distance, that is S. So the question was to find out the distance, so we didn't take that. Understood?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Understood.
Yeah, that is why we took this equation. Yes.
Okay.
Guys, try it out.
So could you just go back? Just see if you know what to do.
You didn't note it down. Quick.
Yes.
Don't get confused. I'm rubbing it. We are taking the values, applying it in the equation. S is equal to ut plus half 80 square. I just wrote V is equal to u plus 80 just to know that you guys don't have to consider that equation. We can consider this equation directly. Got it? Fine. Unmute Mohammed Zuhair. Mohammed Zuhair,
Yes,
you have a doubt or you want to answer?
I want to answer.
This question?
Yes, because
Because,
you answered the last one.
come again?
You answered the last one.
Okay, so Zuhair is like, sir, you told me, you promised me you'll call my name. In the last numerical, you solved it by yourself. Fine, this one will solve it. Yes, Zuhair. Tell me the numericals, tell me the values given the question.
Can you go up? Let me see.
Okay, fine.
Okay, the velocity is 5 meter per second.
The velocity is 5 meter per second. Then,
The acceleration is 10 meter per second square.
acceleration is 10 meter per second square. Then, is there any other value?
The initial is 0.
Initial velocity is 0. Sure?
Yeah.
Initial velocity or final velocity? Which one will be 0?
Initial.
Initial velocity. Okay, a stone is thrown in a vertically upward direction with a velocity of 5 meter per second. In this case, if it's thrown with a particular velocity, initially it has a velocity, right? It is mentioned it is thrown in the upward direction with a velocity, which means initially it has 5 meter per second. Understood, Zoe? Got it? So, in the question it is mentioned it is thrown up vertically upward with the velocity, which means initially it has 5 meter per second. And before it comes down, Zuhair, imagine a person, okay, I'll take some darker colors. So imagine if a person is standing over here and he is throwing a stone with 5 meter per second velocity. And at the final point, before it comes down, at this final point, it'll be at rest, right? Zuhair? Zuhair, are you there? Can you please unmute Zuhair? Zuhair, understood? When we are throwing a stone, before it comes down at the final point, it'll be at rest. Why? Because once it acquires, once it goes up, cause of gravitation, obviously it has to come down, right? So at the final point, the stone will be at rest the moment before it comes down. Got it? Zuhair, are you listening? Zuhair muted again or what? Zuhair, keep yourself unmuted. You are supposed to answer.
Yes, I.
Understood? Initially, in the question is mentioned It is torn upwards with a velocity of 5 meter per second. So initially it is having 5 meter per second velocity. At the final point, the velocity is 0 before it comes down. Understood?
Yes.
Yes. So when it comes down, it has an acceleration of, in the downward direction, 10 meter per second square. So acceleration is in the downward direction. So will we take it as positive or negative?
So it's going downwards, so it should be negative.
No, the thing is, acceleration in the downward direction 10 meter per second square, that is the acceleration due to gravity, right? So acceleration due to gravity is in the downward direction.
Yes.
So the acceleration of the stone during its motion is 10 meter per second in the downward direction, means when the stone goes up, acceleration is in the opposite direction. Why? It is cause of gravity. Understood? The gravitational acceleration or acceleration due to gravity. So it will be negative. Stone is going up, acceleration in the downward direction.
Yes.
So acceleration should we take it as positive or negative?
Positive, positive.
Positive. If the acceleration is in the opposite direction of motion, stone goes up, acceleration in the opposite direction. If the acceleration is in the opposite direction of motion, will it be positive or negative?
So the gravity goes down and the rock
Stone goes
down.
up, so it is opposite. So if the acceleration is in the opposite direction, will we have the value as positive or negative?
The gravity goes down and the rock goes down, so it's positive. When the rock goes up, it's negative.
Yes. So when the rock goes up and the acceleration is in the opposite direction, so it'll be negative or positive. When it goes up, the velocity of the body decreases with time, right? At the final point.
Yes, when the rock goes up, it's negative. When the rock goes down, it's positive.
Got it? So here, the rock goes up or down initially. The rock goes up, right?
Up, right? Yeah.
So the acceleration will be negative. Understood?
Yeah.
Fine. So we will consider the acceleration as negative 10 meter per second square, and initial velocity is given the question itself, that is 5 meter per second. And what will be the final velocity? Is it given?
0.
0 at the final point. It will be 0 meter per second. So if we have to, what is the question? We have to calculate the height attained by the stone and how much time will it take to reach there. So we need to calculate the height attained. If someone is throwing a stone from a particular position, so imagine he is throwing a stone from this point to this point. So what is this height? It is the distance traveled by the stone, right?
Yes.
So height is equal to s, or the distance. Understood?
Yes.
So which are all the terms we need to find out? We need to find out the distance and time. Got it?
Yes.
So if we have these three values using the equation, v is equal to u plus at, you will get the time, and when you apply the values in the equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square, you will get the distance. Understood, everyone? So the calculation part, you have to do it by yourself. That's a homework. Understood, Zuhair?
Yes.
Fine. So guys, I gave you all the hint. I gave you all the ideas. So you are supposed to do it by yourself. Those who didn't write the question, take a screenshot. Tom is like, yes sir, this is the same thing which I told, right? I'll take screenshot. Tom, are you writing it? Unmute Tom. Tom, are you writing now? Happy? Next time, if you just take the screenshot without writing the answer or the numerical, I'll give you 100 times imposition. Clear? Clear, Tom? Are you writing it? Are you writing the answers?
I think.
Yeah, okay, fine. Tom is like, sir, don't tease me all the time. I won't be like this anymore. I'll write down. Very good.
Excuse me, sir. Muhammad Aris want to take a screenshot of the previous question.
Okay, Aris wants to take the screenshot of the previous question. Aris, what were you doing when we were discussing this? Aris.
I think it's a network issue, sir.
Fine, network glitch. Guys, please do remember, don't just take the screenshot and keep it with you. It's mandatory, you should write down the question and please do solve the answer. Please do try to get the answer. Yes, who was that? Rehan, unmute Rehan. Rehan, Neha, if you want to answer, you can lower your hands. Aris.
Sir, for finding the last question,
Yes.
I actually found the distance first and then the time.
No, first find the time, then only you can apply it over here in this equation. That is the
I
distance.
used 2as.
Okay, use 2s is equal to v square minus u square. Okay, using that you can get the distance first. Fine, fair enough. You can do that as well. So I'm not revealing. Yeah, you can just type it down in the chat box, Rehan. Yeah, because if I reveal the answer right now, no, you won't have any curiosity in the homework. You guys should do it as the homework. We'll proceed with the exam time. Yes, Neha, what's your doubt? Quick.
Sir, for the last question,
Yes.
the card one, actually, I found out the final velocity for I don't know what reason. It's like, it just came into my mind.
Okay, using v is equal to u plus at, you will get v, and using the equation 2s is equal to v square minus u square, you can still find the distance. You can still do that.
Yeah, but then I found the final velocity, but the equation I used to find the distance was s is equal to ut plus half at square.
But then in that case, final velocity is not
Yeah,
required.
exactly. It's not required.
Not
So
required.
if I do the same mistake in my exam,
You lose a lot of time. So 10-15 minutes you will just lose for the one single problem. Understood? So how you can excel in it? Practice more numerical. Practice more problems. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah. So guys, I hope everyone has took the screenshot and this is the hint to solve it. So try to do it by yourself. Yes, Mohammed, who was that?
Ishan.
Yes, Mohammed Ishan, what's your doubt?
Sir, it's not a doubt. I got the answer.
Everyone click on the exam tab. You got the answer. It was supposed to be the homework. We'll discuss it in the next session, Ishan. Type down the answer in the chat box. Okay? Quick. Yes, who typed the answer before? Green one down there. Yes, in chat box in front of Shweta ma'am. Yes, yes. Go up. Yes, who was that? SM.
SM. Yes. Minha.
Mina, your answer is perfect. And Ishan, type down the answer in the chat box which you got. I won't reveal it right now. It's homework. Guys, click on the exam tab. Submit your responses real quick. Ishan, type yes. Who was that?
Which one?
SI. Is it Ishan? Ishan, right? Yeah, yes, Ishan, your answer is perfect. You got the right answer. That is the time. Yes, distance is also perfect. Some of you are sharing distance value. I know you guys can solve it easily. And also in the exam time, you guys have the simplest 5 questions. Do it real quick. Type down in the chat box. Yes, Zuhair, unmute Zuhair. Zuhair, what's your doubt?
Oh, no doubt.
Forward to lower. Okay. Ayman, what's your doubt?
Yes, sir. I'm actually doing the test on phone right now since my Google Chrome isn't working. Okay.
Okay, still you can log in using your roll number and password. Still you'll get the exam tab.
Correct. Can you check if my answer is correct?
Right now I can't do that. Our admin will be checking it. We'll check when I discuss the answers. No, you'll get it right. We'll discuss the answers. Don't worry. Okay, Ayman is thinking, sir, did I click the correct option? Right? I concerned about that.
Yes, sir. The homework answer.
Homework answer. Okay, homework answer. You have dropped it in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Can you do it again so that I can see you may have gone up?
Okay.
I didn't notice it. Drop it again. Quick.
I did, sir.
No. That is the time.
No, that's the
Distance. Not distance, not time. Both the cases, it's wrong. Yes. So guys, first click on the submit the responses of exam. Then you can try the homework question. Fine. So we'll discuss the exam question based on the equation V is equal to, based on the equations of motion, we know V is equal to U plus AT, U minus AT, V plus AT, V minus AT. You know the answer, that is U plus AT, that is V. V is equal to U plus AT is the right answer. Now, rate of change of velocity per second is known as, what is acceleration? It is the rate of change of velocity or change in velocity with respect to time, that is acceleration, that is the rate of change of velocity per second. First option is the right answer. A ball rolling down an inclined plane is an example of uniform acceleration, non-uniform deceleration, none of the above. Show the answer to the screen. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. Everyone knows it. A ball rolling down an inclined plane will have the influence of acceleration due to gravity, right? So it will be uniform acceleration. So the first one is the right answer. Now the displacement of an object with respect to time. Displacement with respect to time. Distance with respect to time is speed. Then what about displacement with respect to time? Initially in the session we have discussed speed and time, isn't it? Do you remember? So displacement of an object with respect to time is none other than velocity. Displacement by time is velocity. Is the given equation an example of the equations of motion? Obviously, but is it perfect? Not perfect, right? S is equal to ut plus half at. That's it? No, right? A square sign is missing. The equation is not perfect. It's not perfect. It is mentioned, it is perfect. Equation is not perfect. The positive and negative sign is jumbled. Not jumbled, signs are perfect. The square sign is missing. Exactly, so the third option is the right answer. The square sign is missing. So the equation is supposed to be S is equal to ut plus half at square. Don't forget it. Got it, guys? What are the three equations of motion? Just for your reference. Just for your reference before we wind up. Please do remember this. V is equal to U plus AT. Registered. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Registered. 2s is equal to v square minus u square. If you know these three equations of motion, no, you can solve n number of numericals, maximum number of numericals related to the chapter motion. Got it? And the graphical representation of motion, we'll discuss it in the next session. Unmute Marab. Yes, Marab, what's your doubt? Go for it.
Yeah, I sent the answer.
Yes, can you do it again, Marab? You have shared the answer of the homework, right? Yes, distance is correct. How much you got the time?
Sir, I did 2as is equal to v square minus.
Okay, use the equation 2s is equal to v square minus v square, so you got the distance. Now find out the time. Time is also required. The question is asked, right? How much time will it take for the stone? How much the time will it take to go up? So that time we need to calculate. So find out the time also using the equation v is equal to u plus 8. Because you know what is v, what is u, what is a. Fine. So before we wind up, any doubts, queries, concerns? No, right? Fine. If you have understood all the concepts which we discussed today, give me a double thumbs up to the camera. Every day is routine, right? Fine. So I hope you will revise everything which we have learned regarding the equations of motion, regarding the numericals of equations of motion. I expect my students will check out everything before the next session. Why? Because if you have the thorough understanding of velocity, speed, distance, time, all these physical quantities should be there in your mind. Then only you can apply to the graphical representation. So in the next session, we'll learn about the graphical representation of motion. Some of you is asking, so what's your favorite sports car? I will go for Aventador for sure. Bugatti Veyron is not a sports car, but as a luxury car, I do like Bugatti Veyron still. We can consider it as a sports car, right? Because speed is on another level. Is time 0. Okay. Yes, Mehrab. Fine. So guys, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.